Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope everyone had a great week. The energies have been building all week long, and we are going to have a super blood moon eclipse in the sign of Leo this Friday into Saturday. Basically, the super part means the moon is closest to the earth, so it'll look bigger and brighter than usual. But it also means that energetic effects will be stronger than usual as well. And those of you that are sensitive to the energies or sensitive to the full moon, you may experience this just a little bit more intensely. The blood part is due to the eclipse. It gives the moon a reddish hue, and due to the eclipse, the energetic effects are even more intensified. And we won't have another one until 2021. So if you can get out there and take a look at it, you can look it up online, what time you'll be able to see it best in your area. But from what I understand, if you're in Florida, basically, I think Miami will have a more difficult time to see it, but most of the southern states are going to be able to see the eclipse much, much easier. So this one being in Leo means you'll see endings to lessons that you've been working through since January 2017. If you can remember what was going on in your life around that time frame, January, February 2017, it's likely that you'll be dealing with similar issues or themes that need to be put to rest finally. This full moon will help you birth a new version of self-expression, help release and let go of traumas from your past. So you could have even been experiencing self-worth issues this week. Maybe you're being triggered by certain things that you thought you already dealt with. And so lots of other unresolved issues that would be coming up during the week. And if you haven't started experiencing it yet, then you may be on the tail end of it where you're going to experience it after the eclipse. All of this stuff, it's coming up in order for you to release and truly let it go so that you can move forward. It's a time of getting closure and a time of reflecting on accomplishments. You're not the same person that you were from a year ago, even a few months ago. So, really take a look and maybe sit and reflect on how much you've grown over the years. You could also have been feeling scattered, anxious, tired, sore, and tense over the last week, maybe even experienced an injury or two. If you haven't yet, well, it could start maybe this week, this night, next day, somewhere in there, you might end up starting to feel these energies more intensely where you're feeling a little more anxious. For more information on how this full moon may affect you, you can check out foreverconscious.com. There's an article called Intuitive Astrology, Super Blood Moon Eclipse, January 2019, written by Tanaz. Check it out. I was reading through that and I found it very, very interesting. I shared bits and pieces with you just now, but I read the full article. All right, let's get into what you can expect from tonight through to next Thursday, January 24th. These are general predictions for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. Lots of tense energy here this week. You could feel completely burned out by the end of it, especially if your perception of things are happening to you instead of for you. When you're looking at it from the perspective of things happening to you, that's more of a victim consciousness. And if you're looking at things happening for you, then that's more of an empowered state. So, challenges, yes, they can be difficult, but they're happening for a higher purpose. And if you reflect back on all of your years of living, you'll realize, like, even through the toughest time, you made it out okay, and if not better, and, life continues to get better. So try to keep that perspective. And depending on how much work you've been doing on yourself, that will also determine the intensity of the experience. So you may go between bouts of high energy to total exhaustion. Things will be coming up in your life to be looked at and adjustments to be made, especially in how you do things. Judgment will come up in different forms, jumping to conclusions, speaking out about things that you feel strongly about. you'll have that, it's more of a reactive energy. So you could want to just reactively have an outburst of whatever you're passionate about. But it's also about not communicating in the wrong way. And the energies this week for communication can be difficult. So really think before you speak, and kind of have diarrhea of the mouth and say something that you'll regret, or say it in a way that the other person can't receive it. You could also make on-the-spot decisions without thinking them through. Your nerves could feel fried, literally and figuratively. Be gentle with yourself. Take time to relax. Have some fun. Those of you who have been going through major upheavals, and those of you who have been digging in and doing the work on yourself, you could feel as if you've been stripped to the core and all illusion is being seared from your perception. So you're totally going to see things in a completely different way. I also feel someone or multiple people could get burned by fire. Like, I hate to be negative, but this is kind of a vision that I had, and it feels like two separate events. One group of individuals, I feel, could accidentally burn themselves on maybe like an iron or a stove or a lighter or hot water, something minor. The other group feels like some sort of an electrical fire that causes frying of wires, that causes damage to multiple buildings. And I feel like people could be without power, and I feel people will need blankets and firewood to stay warm. I don't know, it's kind of a weird thing of like the phoenix rising out of the ashes also came to mind with this energy. So, I don't know, if you're in a state that has cold weather, make sure you have extra blankets on hand. I feel more of you have an expanded awareness and vision this week. The vision that I'm speaking of is the kind where you have the ability to see into the unseen, right? You could experience this through dreams, revelations, or experiences of expanded awareness. So all of a sudden you're seeing the deeper meaning, the bigger picture, and some of you could have visions that are premonitions. And some of you may experience a clearer vision of yourself. And a few of you may actually find out that you need to wear glasses because your vision is deteriorating. And you could also experience moments of blurry vision, watery eyes, strained eyes, itchy eyes, or pressure in the eyes, like just some experiences with the eyes. And I think, again, this all has something to do with the energy that's happening. It's just a physical manifestation of this energy. Love energy is coming in strong as well. So you could feel a sense of oneness. You could express yourself in more loving ways. You could receive more love in your life through various ways, or love will be on your mind and heart. Your angel and ancestors message for the week is exchange energy to create abundance. Make connections and exchange information, talents, or support. The universe operates under the law of cause and effect and is always looking to return to a natural state of balance. So if you're lacking in the feelings of abundance this week, you're being invited to share your time, your gifts, and your understanding with others. And if you're frustrated because something isn't unfolding in your life, instead of asking yourself what you can get, ask yourself what you can give. The exchange of energy doesn't necessarily mean financial energy. It can also be about supporting in order to be supported, right? If you've been holding back with your offerings, now's the time to change that. Allow yourself to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This can prepare you to be open to even greater opportunities in the coming days, weeks, and months. Now, this week is about learning to surrender to what is, practice non-attachment, stop resisting, stop chasing, stop fighting, stop seeking, stop pushing, stop forcing things to happen in your life. The more that you can surrender to what is happening in every moment and allow things to unfold naturally, the easier it will be to navigate difficult choices and challenges that arise for you. Know that all is happening for the betterment of you. Know that this experience is just that, an experience, right? Life is an experience. You don't get to take anything with you when you move on from this reality. So everything doesn't have to be so serious, and you don't have to beat yourself up about every life choice. just be okay in the moment. Lastly, I pulled an animal spirit card for the week. The energy is the dragonfly. Master of light, illusion, and the mind. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder and awe. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it always is moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to stay calm, to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. When in balance, sees clearly, joyful, magical. When out of balance, can't concentrate, busy mind. And to bring into balance, focus on the breath. All right, those of you employed that have a job, simple mistakes could happen this week, which could lead to major problems for some. For some, not so much. It's just going to be small errors. Again, simple mistakes, no big deal. But for a few of you, I feel like a simple mistake could lead to like a big cost or something more major, especially if it's a mistake that's happened multiple times. So be extra careful with documents, emails, and businesses. I do feel like you should make sure to back up your servers. Things could be changing for some of you at work. Some, I just feel like it's a shift in responsibilities. Some, I feel like it could be because of layoffs or terminations. And know if that's you, it's because something better is trying to come along for you, and, try not to let it get you down. And those of you who work for the government, I do feel like the shutdown continues through this upcoming week. And I feel like the longer the shutdown, the stronger the possibility some of you may not be coming back to your job. I feel like they're going to do like essential, I don't know. I just feel like there's something bigger happening than, what is being said about the wall. Like, I think there's just something way bigger happening than that. So, it could drag on a little bit. I still feel like February things will get back to functioning properly, but I just don't know that everybody's going to be going back to work. I do feel like it's a week to put in extra effort because the bosses are watching, and the payoff could be a future pay raise or promotion. Those of you that are unemployed and looking for a job, I feel like this week some of you could feel discouraged, or like you're just alone in the job search, like everybody else has got a job and they're happy and you're not working and you're not having any luck. So I feel like, you might want to have a little bit of a pity party, but let yourself feel what you need to feel and then get back to pounding the pavement. I do feel like it would be good to look for positions in places where no one else is looking. And I know that isn't very much clarity, but like if you hang out with a bunch of people that work in banking, maybe you need to look in the opposite direction. Love, for those of you in committed relationships and dating seriously, I do feel like some of you could be confronting some necessary issues in order for your relationship to move forward. It doesn't have to be a fight or turn ugly, but it's also not the time to hold things in. Communicate calmly and clearly. Think before you speak. Because I feel like with the energy that's around, if you don't think before you speak and you have an outburst and you say something that you really shouldn't or regret saying, I do feel like it could cause some of you to cause major damage, or you could be on the receiving end of the statement or whatever's said, and I feel like it would eventually be the demise of your relationship. It is make it or break it week in existing relationships. I feel people around you, including yourself, are changing. There could be an urge to get clingy and needy and grasp tightly or try to control outcomes. Don't, it will backfire. And if you've been happy and getting along, well, it'll be an easier week for you. You're not going to have much stuff to look at. Those of you looking for love, a few of you could meet someone and start a relationship. However, I do feel there's judgment surrounding this union. Some are good judgments and others are jumping to conclusions. The advice coming through is slow and steady wins the race. Take your time to get to know each other before making a rushed decision. Finances, you could feel like you don't have enough money to meet your needs. Don't be too proud to ask for help. No risky financial investments this week, and careful where you put your trust financially. It's an important time to be flexible financially and roll with any changes and come up with out-of-the-box thinking to earn some extra cash if you really need to. Health, this week, something in your life may be out of balance. So maybe you're eating too much or drinking too much, or maybe you're not eating and drinking enough. Same goes for exercise. So something's out of balance that could affect you physically. There's also a need to accept that it's okay to make mistakes or to be wrong and to let go of judgment, and a reminder to stop resisting and fighting change. All of these things affect your physical health. I know some of you don't believe physical ailments are connected to emotions and beliefs, but just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it isn't true. I know plenty of people that have actually overcome cancer, autoimmune issues, MS, and a multitude of other life-threatening illnesses simply by changing their belief systems and their lifestyle. Spirituality this week, everything and nothing may make sense this week. You could feel overwhelmed. Relax, empty your mind, and free up some me time space. Be open to new ideas and opportunities because there's going to be plenty of those as well. Overall, I feel like it'll be a decent week with plenty of opportunities to heal and grow. That covers the week ahead for you. Let's get to tonight's caller. I ran a little longer there. Sorry about that. Ashley in Chicago, Illinois. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How can I help you tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to really focus on love.
I'm sorry, you really want to focus on love?
Yes, I wanted answers about love, relationships.
Okay. Are you okay? So the vibe that I have right this second is like maybe there's someone that you like, but you're not sure if they like you. Like I feel like you're maybe talking to someone or interested in someone, but it hasn't quite blossomed into like love, right? Like you're not official maybe, but it's moving in that direction.
Yes, I'm quite like that, yes.
Okay, so you do have somebody in mind, right? Like that's
Yes, I actually were dating him before.
ah. Okay, so yeah, so before I feel like okay, so I feel like you guys have had a couple of drama moments. But I feel like before, maybe both of you weren't quite as mature as you are now. I feel like there was more of an immaturity in the relationship, more so on his side or the other person's side. Now you guys just started talking again, right? Like you just kind of rekindled or...
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so this is pretty fresh. I'm getting for you to be patient, that if this is something, one, I feel like you have hesitation because I feel like there's trust issues with this person.
Yes, that's true. That's true too.
Yeah, so I feel like there's, there's been some things that in the past where you questioned, intentions and motivations and even, I don't know, there just felt like there was maybe a shady vibe there sometimes where it was kind of like maybe you felt like there was mind games being played.
Yes, I have felt like that.
Okay. Yeah. So look, I kind of feel like this person feels the same way that you do. So, but I feel like this is something, if you want to pursue it, you really need to baby step it and not rush things. And I think that you need to have your eyes wide open, right? Because, well, I kind of feel like, did you guys go back and forth a few times? Like you guys have known each other for years?
No, actually, we've known each other going on 2 years.
Okay, was there somebody else that you, maybe before this person, that you were in a relationship with that was going back and forth for a while as well? Like that you had a longer relationship with?
Yes.
Okay. So my concern with this is that you need to be sure that you're not repeating a pattern of connecting with someone that is emotionally unavailable, but at the same time, you've got to check your emotional availability too, right? Because I feel like you've got some fears surrounding love. Does that make sense for
that is
you?
so true. Yes, we do. I had to
Okay.
recently cut the person off again because it was kind of bringing back chaos, and I don't want that going. I'm trying to move on and, positive vibes, that's it. But I just had to cut it off yesterday, so I'm not talking to that person no longer.
Well, I feel like that's a good thing, okay? Because the next thing I was going to tell you is I kind of feel like you could end up meeting someone through your work, or maybe if it's not your work, maybe it's their work, but like somehow there's a work connection where I feel like you might actually meet someone where you feel more confident and secure. And I don't know, I just feel like this person is going to be completely different from the kind of people that you've dated. I feel like this person's going to be more like what you're trying, the vibe that you're trying to be in. You want to be more positive and more loving and more of those good things, right? Less drama, less negativity. And I feel like you're going to meet this person. I kind of feel like it could be around April timeframe.
Oh, okay.
So
but,
make sure.
I was telling myself, like, I don't know if I want to move on just yet, because I'm still in love with my ex, but I'm not trying to be in a relationship and settle down right now because I'm still in the process of getting over him.
I feel like, look, I feel like we need to date the way men date, right? Like I always feel like men date the right way. Men go out, they date a bunch of women, they don't commit to any of them because they're just dating and they get to know them. They enjoy the process of going out, and then eventually they realize, okay, this person I really vibe with. And I feel like that's something you need to do. Like you can keep your options open. You can, work on loving yourself, work on healing your heart, work on, the fears that you have surrounding love, but you could still talk to whoever you want. Now, I'm not saying you sleep with all of them, but you can date them, right? You got to go out and let them date you, because I feel like that's what happens. Like you jump right into like being their wife and their girlfriend, and you're cooking and you're cleaning and you're doing all this amazing stuff, and they haven't really done much to reciprocate to even earn that. Not that they have to earn it, but you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes, I do. You are so right.
Yeah, and I don't want that for you, because like I just feel like you've got to love yourself. Look, I have 90 seconds left, but I want to give you my email address. And if you email me, I will give you a free relationship book that I think will help you big time to get over some stuff. My email address is AskRebeccaToday@gmail. So, make sure you message me and I'll send you that book. Because I think if you can work on you and date and have a good time and not worry about settling down, right? Like just have fun and then be open to this new person that I feel is going to come your way around April.
Okay, I will, and I will send you an email address, Rebecca.
Okay, great. And before we jump off, I just wanted to let you know too, I was feeling like I just feel like your whole situation is about to change this year. Like, I just feel like financially things are about to look up. I just feel like there's a lot of good things coming your way. So, don't get hung up on this love stuff. Just be yourself, love yourself, and everything will kind of fall into place, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a great night. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.